This week's video was going to be an update from my news sources about the Spider-Man films going to Disney+, but being that I usually do videos on Thursdays, it's already out and too late. Yes, this was originally information from my old sources that were giving me 100% accurate information from the past Spider-Man films, pre-COVID. But when the other news hit that they're also going to Netflix, I went into panic mode thinking that this will be the first time that my old sources were wrong, and I contacted them to see if they can update me on what's going on and if the negotiations failed, but they didn't get back to me. And I'd asked my news sources and they told me that yes, it's still going to happen, although sometimes they can get things wrong. So I didn't know what to do. And here I am working on a video, and then boom, news hits that the Spider-Man films are indeed going to Disney+. And I was like, fuck. I was a few days away from posting this exclusive information for my fan supporters, but since I already made a report on it back in November of last year, it's still good. And last time that I heard from my old sources, they told me that they're working on a way for me to be able to read the third script revision for Spider-Man No Way Home. And all they told me is that it's an improvement, which I'm really excited to get a chance to read it. And really happy about that, because the last two were, especially with the dialogue. And I'm also allowed to do a very non-spoiler update review pretty much in a few months. Remember that I did sign an NDA and able to read them, so I can't reveal any details from what I read, or even confirm or deny if Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield are in the film, which sucks because I know everyone wants to know the true answer to that question. And all I can say is that thank God I was able to really find out for a fact as to whether or not they are in the film. Heck, I can't even confirm if Dr. Octopus is in any of the script revisions, although Alfred Molina himself already confirmed that he is in the film. And that's how serious NDAs are, so please stop offering me money for information, because if I violate an NDA, not only will I get blacklisted from Hollywood as an actor, I will have to hire a lawyer when I get sued for violating it. So yeah, I like to avoid that trouble. So everyone just needs to be patient. And from what Alfred Molina revealed, we already know that this is the same version of Dr. Octopus from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 that died. And when he pointed that out to Spider-Man No Way Home's director John Watts, he revealed that no one ever dies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that it will continue where the film left off after that scene in River, and that they'll be using the same de-aging technology they used for Sam Jackson and Captain Marvel to make Alfred Molina look younger. So if this is the same version from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, that's even more stronger evidence that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man could show up in his film. And I know that prior to this information, people speculated Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx would be playing the same villains, but new and different versions and not the ones that they previously played, which does not make any sense at all. And if they wanted to do that, they could have casted different actors for the roles, because it would confuse the holy hell out of general audiences. And I remember when people assumed that Joe Chill would become the Joker in Batman Begins sequel, simply because the Joker killed Batman's parents in the Tim Burton version. Yeah, that's just how stupid people are. And that general audiences really don't read the original source material and sometimes go by what they've seen in previous films, so no need to further confuse the audiences even more. That is why it is very important and vital to join my fan support, so you can find out information prior to it being released, but at the same time knowing that, sometimes it's to be taken with a grain of salt, because it's extremely difficult to get concrete information these days. And also you have a lot of bullshit information out there. And when I read some of it sometimes and claims that they have gotten things right in the past, which obviously they have, and you're fully aware of what's going on and that what they're posting is 100% bullshit, I just feel really bad for those who are being duped. And it really sucks. And look, I'm not saying these people are literally trying, to troll. I'm just saying majority of them are, and most of them just get bad information because the studios do that purposely to find out who's leaking information, specific information, or hide the truth, like, when Sony let out a false rumor that Sam Raimi hates Venom and that you would never see the character in his films, which Sam Raimi himself told me personally and confirmed that he never hated the character. He just never heard of the character and was only very familiar and wanted to focus on the classic villains, because originally Ben Kingsley was cast as the Vulture for Spider-Man 3, but it was Avi Arad and our current Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, which most people don't know, didn't think that the Vulture would sell as much as the character of Venom, which I 100% agree. Because despite Spider-Man 3 not being as mind-blowing as the first two films, the Venom hype made the film bank more than the first two films' opening weekend. Not overall, but just in general, it banked a lot because people wanted to see Venom. So because of this whole situation, I don't have much to talk about for the fan support part of this video, but I do have a small update as to who the other main villain that Sony wants for the live-action Spider-Verse film instead of the previous one that I mentioned. So if you want to know, join a fan support. Like I said, all the profits go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and I have more than 41 videos already up, and it's on a playlist, so it's easy to find and watch them all. And just remember that the only concrete information that I personally trust from my old sources that have given me 100% accurate information from the past Spider-Man films for more than a decade is that a live-action Spider-Verse film featuring Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland is in the works. That the Spider-Man films are going to Disney Plus, and it's already 100% confirmed, which originally came from my old sources, and special thanks to my new sources for backing up those claims when I thought, shit, this is the first time that my old source is going to be wrong. It's time to go into panic mode. But they were right once again. And that both Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal have approached a director for the live-action Spider-Verse film. And if it becomes too much pressure for that person, they could have an option for a co-director. But, you know, like I said, there could be a chance it could be passed on to another director if they decide that they don't want to do it. That out of 3 actors, one of them will make the ultimate sacrifice so that Miles Morales can arise, and will be coming from the same universe of that Spider-Man character that will die. The other information can be taken with a huge grain of salt from my new sources. It sometimes gets things right, sometimes they get things wrong, which already they were wrong about how Spider-Man No Way Home ends, which according to what I read in the scripts is completely different. And, like I said, I cannot reveal as to how it ends, although I can confirm that it doesn't end the way that they told me it was going to. So, here is the other main villain that Sony's thinking of using for the live-action Spider-Verse film.
Thanks, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot.
Woo!